No.
And he is in, you play Allen Ginsberg.
I do.
And this movie, which is basically about the start of the Beat generation, or it takes about basically Alan's life at the very start of him basically figuring out who he is, right when he goes to Columbia. And it is, without further ado, a really brave, incredible performance by you.
Thank you very much.
And I'm so curious what drew you to doing a movie about the Beats or Allen Ginsberg or this part.
Honestly, it wasn't that I had some, crazy beat obsession at all. I've always loved poetry, but I kind of like the poetry that Alan probably hated, very rhyming and metric and all of that stuff. But it was just the fact that the script was so good. It's about self-discovery, and it's about the joy and the pain of that journey, and how you can't really have one without the other. They're both essential to that process. Then meeting John, he has our director, John Krokidas. It's his first feature film, which is unbelievable, I think, and people have already commented on, like, how is that his first film?
Yeah, well, the movie is so textured as well. I mean, just that period in time, he captures exactly that in terms of the music and the colors and what was happening in America.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of credit for that also has to go to Christopher Peterson and Stephen Carter, our production designer, our costume designer, and production designer, because they had no money to do this with, and that's
show.
No, that's what's I think amazing about the film, is that we're doing all the things that you're not supposed to do when you don't have a big budget. We're shooting a period film, all on location, all around New York, and we're shooting it on film, but it's paid off because I think it's rather wonderful.
Definitely. And for you, with playing Allen Ginsberg, what about it? Did you get back into this stuff? Did you investigate Beats and read his poetry? And...
Absolutely. I mean, John was very specific with us. He didn't want us to research the parts for their lives after the period that we're dealing with in the film, because there was really nothing to be gained by that. Right. So yeah, I mean, for me, my main source of research was his diaries. His teenage diaries are really interesting and in equal parts kind of sad and very relatable and interesting, because he is just, in some ways, he's a completely ordinary teenager, and in another way he absolutely has this view of himself as being somebody with something to say, who is going to do something special artistically, but he doesn't know what form that's going to take yet. So he's composing music and he's writing essays, and it's all kind of stuff. So yeah, it was a lovely excuse to kind of, and actually having researched further into Allen Ginsberg's life, I have a much greater appreciation for his poetry now.
There's no, how do you say, pussyfooting it with this. You get right into it. I mean, there's like...
Well, I don't want to be on a set of doing something that I think is boring.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything worse than that. And I always get tired of people saying, like, are you, like, trying to shock people? And you go, no, if you're shocked by this, you're really limited.
Yeah.
It's like the idea that, gay sex or gay relationships are in any way a shocking thing or a revelation to people is very strange to me. But yeah, so it's more just that I've never been in a position where I've been on a set without being completely enthused and passionate about what I'm doing, and I'm in a very fortunate position now where I don't have to be. I can be selective enough that I can, I only want to do things that I'm really believe in and think can be something special, and that's what we saw in this film, and I think it really is a special film.
It is, definitely, and you're a very special actor. I mean,
Thank you.
This is terrific in this movie, and
Thank you.
a perfect place for it in Sundance, and to get a great dialogue about it, and to get people to see it and get enthused about it. And
cool. Well, thank you.